United 2, Millwall 0.
Yeah, absolutely. Second half, absolutely loved it. How fast did it feel? It felt like the second half was about 15 minutes long. Just that engrossed with it and loved just watching them play. Some of the front three and the balls in from Rothwell and Tanaka, the weight of passes and appreciation, just made them be able to play these balls around the corners, and the relationships they all had. It was just brilliant, and could have been 3 or 4 worldy goals, but Millwall, fair play to them, defended them well, but you can't go on all half with not touching the ball or getting in the opposition half and just defending. It was just a complete domination, really, second half, and you know, capped off in an absolute beauty of a goal by Tanaka.
Portsmouth Blues have been well and truly banished. Leeds are back in the groove. This has been a fine performance, an important win, 3 more points. Full-time scoreline, Leeds United 2, Millwall 0.
It is indeed Leeds United 2, Millwall 0. An important 3 points in the bag at home as Leeds United sit top of the championship table with just 9 games to go. We just saw then a delighted Daniel Farke. I mean, even Daniel Farke cannot hide how happy he is, can he, Bridie?
He doesn't smile very often, does he? But when he does, it just like melts us a little bit, doesn't it? He's a lovely fella, like you mentioned, Bridgie.
If you didn't join us earlier, then there's no context to that.
Yeah.
Bridgie describes him as a lovely fella. I think we all do, don't we?
Yes, he is really nice, and it's so nice that we got that late goal as well, because I think we were all a little bit nervous. We were never happy at 1-0, so to get that late goal was just the cherry on top.
Yeah, Bridie, go on.
The result's massive. 2-0 victory at home, back top of the table, 9 games to go. Just the bounce back from the last 2 matches when it was 1 point in the 2 games back at Elland Road. I said I was very confident to get this result. Millwall came with a fantastic game plan, but this guy Daniel Farke yet again came up with a masterclass to get his players. In the second half performance that Kilgallen was talking about there, I can't wait to speak to the player that we get, because I really want to ask what was said at half time, what the transformation was, because we won the front foot, chances created. And for me, another performance that sends a message out to the rest of the league to say, we are here, come and get us.
Absolutely. 2 points clear of second place Sheffield United, 4 points clear of third. You can't ask for better than that. And Bridgie, you know, you said that's a huge result. Not just for the players, but I mean, look, for the fans, you can see what it means to us as fans, because we're the ones looking at that table all the time now.
I sensed a lot of anxiety around the stadium when I was coming here with some of the fans going, oh, the 2 games, what's happened? Have we done it again? I was like, whoa, no. The players will bounce back, will get there. You're going to get derailed. The 2 games, the big ones, were Sunderland, Sheffield United. I really felt confident about this game tonight, and obviously you can see what it means to the fans. They're relieved. Daniel Farke going around and embracing it, because to see the results yesterday that went our way, that is a massive plus, but then you've still got to go and perform, and we did, and the fans have got a lot to help as well. You know, they were here at Elland Road. That's why we play the game. We want to play in front of these fans, in front of these stadiums. It's, you know, I take these memories to my graves. The lads have gone out and performed. It's great.
They really have, and it just goes to show as well, Bridie, how things can change within a matter of days. You know, at the weekend we were looking at the teams around us getting results, and then we didn't. And then today we're looking at the teams around us getting draws, and we're getting a great result in the space of 3 days.
Yeah, and I think some of the fans were panicking, like Bridgie said, and you know, some fans are calling for Daniel Farke to really switch it up a bit and, you know, put 2 or 3 players from the bench into the starting 11, but you know, he's stuck with his kind of trusted starting 11, hasn't he? Although he does tend to mix up, you know, Gruev and Rothwell, but you know, the fact that we've got an early kick-off on Saturday will put us in good stead if we get a result there. That takes us, what, 5 points clear of Sheffield United then, so yeah, fingers crossed, another win.
We kick off before them as well, don't we? That's the thing.
Which would be amazing.
Yeah, it is.
It puts pressure then on the teams below us, doesn't it, to get a result?
Yeah, it's a huge boost. And in terms of the team as well, we know that he has his favoured team, and you can see why. And I think there's been times early on, maybe in the season, when people have questioned Daniel Farke's either what he's doing, you know, his tactics, or you know, how late he makes changes. But I think as the season's progressed, we've really seen and trusted the process and the thought process behind it, haven't we, Bridget?
Absolutely. You've got to embrace it. The results show that. The league table shows that, and that's what it's all about. And like you say, you've got to entrust that, and he's empowered the players. The players are being given that, you know, it's tough to keep that harmony and the togetherness of that squad when you're on the outer, but somehow with the manager, and I just think it's a healthy culture, and that's what you need to be champions.
How important is that, Bridie? You know, when you're playing, when you are a player, that you have a manager that shows you the respect that we see from Daniel Farke consistently?
Well, you see it, don't you, after the game? He's putting his arms around the players. He's then got the connection with the fans. But we've said it time and time again this season about how important the bench is. It's not just your starting 11. It's a full squad game, isn't it? And even the players on the bench, they're coming on and they're happy for the guys that have done the job. And, you know, this is why when they're coming on, they're making an impact straight away. They're not sulking. They're just getting on with it. And how many times have we seen it where the subs have been celebrating with the players if we've scored? And it's just amazing to see. Which
is something you and I have spoken about so often this season, the importance of healthy competition, Bridie.
Yeah, no, I can't reiterate. When I was here with Leeds United 99-2000, we went on that run in the Premier League and in the Champions League, the togetherness inside the dressing room was something that I'd never found at any other club. And I had a lot of success with Sunderland, but that togetherness and that camaraderie and the healthy competition, it reflects a lot in what I see in this team, and also the Bielsa team that went up during the COVID year. It was that the lads had something special. They had leaders in there, quality players that can win games, and obviously we're getting the chat of one now.
Oh, we are. Do you want to introduce him, Bridie? No, you do that. Manor Solomon joins us from the Elland Road tunnel. Huge congratulations, Manor. How do you sum up that performance?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it was really important to take the 3 points today. I think our performance, especially in the first half, was not great. But we were leading. We were 1-0 up, which was really important for us, especially after the hard week that we've had, the loss that we had. So it was really important to bounce back and to take the 3 points.
Yeah, you said there about that first half performance. Obviously, it was 1-0 up, but it was a bit, you know, hitty-missy. There was a few chances created, but I thought the second half, the chances created, the football was absolutely beautiful. What was said at half-time from the staff? Did they ask you to go more on the offensive?
Yeah, so we just said in the halftime that we need to raise our level. We all knew that our first half was not the best. Yeah, we were leading 1-0, but we needed to play better, especially at home. So the second half was really good. We created a lot of opportunities. I missed, some other players missed. We could have scored many more goals, but in the end of the day, we go back home with the 3 points. This is the most important thing, especially at this time of the season. And we need to recover well because we have a really important game on Saturday.
Manor, another impressive performance by yourself tonight, so really, really well done. We were saying before the game about the fact that as fans it's hard not to look at the league table and get excited and kind of do the maths in our head about what opposition are doing and what we need to do. As players, do you ever look at the league table and do any maths in your head?
Yeah, of course we look at the league table. We saw the games yesterday, but I think the most important for us is to look at ourselves, to go game by game, and we need to win almost each and every game, or even to go with the will to win each and every game, especially at home. And we know that we are top of the league. We know that the result yesterday were for our favor. But if we'll do our job, for sure we will get promoted and we'll finish in the first place where we want to be. We're in a good place right now. There's no doubt about it. But we want to maintain it until the end of the season. There's 9 games to go, and we wanna keep this level and to be even better. And to pull it off.
That Manor. Promotion as champions is what we would love to happen. I think we can just have a quick look at that early goal, actually, Manor. And if you can see it, can you just talk us through it from your perspective, please?
Pass me the ball. In the end, I don't know what happened there. I got the ball. I saw some players in the box, so I tried to cross it the best way I could. And yeah, luckily we scored this goal. It was a non-goal, I think. So yeah, it's the best way to start the game this way.
Manny, you knew exactly what you were doing there. You showed the keeper the eyes. You knew exactly the deflection there. I've got to say, I've experienced Elland Road. You know, I was privileged to play here under these fans as well. How much are you enjoying being with this Leeds United team playing at Elland Road in front of these fans?
Yeah, playing in Elland Road has been really amazing for me. I like the atmosphere here. I like the fans, especially when we are winning. We feel this push from the fans here at Elland Road and even away with our fans. So it's really special to play here. There is a great atmosphere, and we wanna make them happy. We wanna enjoy ourselves and to celebrate with them in the end of the game, like we did today. And hopefully for many more games like this season. There's no many more to play, but we'll try to win all the other games that we have left at home.
Oh, yes, Mana. You are literally saying everything we want to hear. Mana, huge congratulations on a big 3 points. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you go and rejoin your teammates. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Take care. Thank you. And even just there, he just exudes enthusiasm, doesn't he, Bridgie?
He oozes class on the pitch, and he oozes class in his interviews there. He says all the right things, but he means it. And that, that was so refreshing to see that interview there, especially straight off the back of coming up. He was a bit like Daniel Farke. He didn't get too carried away, nice and level, and that's what I think. The manager reflects these players as well. They're buying into it.
He didn't get too carried away, but he was very confident in saying, we would like to go up and get promoted as champions. And that is admirable, because that, as fans, is what we want to hear, isn't it, Bridie?
There's no reason why we can't. It's very much in our hands now. I don't want to get to the last game of the season and think, I need Sheffield United to do a result. I don't want other teams to kind of help us out. We want to be able to do it ourselves, and it's in our hands. But he's playing with a smile on his face. And after the game, he's obviously got a smile on his face after the win. But yeah, very level-headed, really nice guy, and he just really wants to do well. You can just tell the atmosphere in the team now.
Love watching him. He's one of them players we chatted about. He's an exciting footballer. The low centre of gravity, the balance that he's got. He's a defender's nightmare. And to think that when we signed him, there was a lot of speculation. He's got an injury history. What is he going to get himself fit? And I'll tell you what, since we've seen him go from game to game as the season's gone on, he's getting better and better, and that is only good for Leeds United.
Well, we'll have a look back at his goals shortly. But in terms of a performance, does that kind of performance show that we have resilience, Bridgie? That, there were times in that first half we weren't playing at our best, but we still managed to grind out the win?
I wanted a clean sheet today because after that last match against Portsmouth, that goal we're chatting about, when I said there was the communication error between Road and between Meslier, and I could just see a few little arguments starting to creep, and I thought, oh, please no. We needed a clean sheet for the sake that the defence could get their attitude back together, they could get their composure, and I just thought that was the one for me, because there's no doubt this team will score goals. I know that, forget about last game when they missed lots of easy goals. Another day, that's a different scoreline. This, for me, was about the clean sheet going forward, and I'm delighted that they've managed to get it through.
I mean, it wasn't the 3-0 that you both predicted, but it's 3 points. It wasn't far off, and it's 3 points.
If that goal had counted, which
was
ruled offside, it would have been 3. So, yeah, technically it was 3.
I love that. Right, let's head back outside to the Elland Road tunnel, shall we, and hear from Brynlaw and Matt Kilgallen.
Cheers, Emma. Yes, we are in a happy tunnel, I think it's fair to say. That'll be confirmed shortly, I'm sure, when we see Daniel Farke. But before that, happy Matt. Do you enjoy that experience up on the gantry?
Yeah, loved it. You know what? It was it's a great game to commentate on. Very easy, actually, because the football was so good, especially second half. Really enjoyed it. Entertaining. It makes our job quite easy. Like you say, you're normally used to teams sitting in there and Leeds having loads of ball and the other team having 6 at the back, but Millwall gave it a go and made a game of it. But that second half performance, I think it's the best I've seen. Some of their play, especially from the front three in the midfield, just round the corners, the understandings of each other, what they're getting now in relationships, is just fantastic to watch.
And they just Millwall couldn't get out, could they? So there was didn't feel there was any great jeopardy there one moment with the cross apart, because they couldn't get out of their own half.
They couldn't, and that's down to the work rate of Leeds United and, Tanaka, Rothwell winning every single second ball, and I think that's what was the difference tonight compared to, Portsmouth. Portsmouth won a few more second balls and were on top a little bit, but tonight, everything that dropped down, Rothwell, Tanaka, everyone basically were on it, and they won the second ball and could go and play. But yeah, great night.
The only sort of the worry was, the anxiety came from the fact that they couldn't add that second goal until right at the end.
It was, watching it, and we were applauding up on the gantry, some of the football around the corners. I mean, probably should have been 2-0, to be honest, earlier with Pirro's great goal, around the corner. Again, little flick and a great finish. But fair play to Millwall. They were putting bodies on the line, weren't they, and sliding in, but you can't carry that on for a whole 45 minutes when you're just back to the wall sooner or later. And then Tanaka steps up and, little side foot into the top corner.
Sets it up nicely. I mean, there's another really difficult-looking game coming up very soon. Yeah. Day off for the players, perhaps, or a little bit of a warm-down tomorrow. Yeah. But then thinking about travelling to London for an early kick-off against QPR. But there's good momentum coming out of this one now, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it just shows how much courage them players have, because it wasn't easy tonight. They had an opportunity to go top after the Portsmouth game, and they've come out and straight away they've gone out and played well and shown how good they are. They haven't got nervous and thought, can we do this? They've gone out and showed what they can do. But the games come thick and fast, don't they? They really do. Now to the end of the season, another tough game, away, travelling again. Like you say, in tomorrow probably for a cool down, but they've got to take that's a proper buzz off there in there. They will all be happy with their performances tonight, everyone who played.
Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
And we'll hopefully hear from a very happy manager shortly as well.
Happy indeed. You're right there, Bridie.
Yeah, I just love seeing Keller on there. He's fantastic.
He's brilliant. He's done a great job tonight, hasn't he?
He's done fantastic. Well, he turned up late on the gantry, so he didn't.
I wasn't going to stop you. He can hear you. You've done a brilliant job, Matt, if you can hear us. But look, everybody is happy, especially Elton Arca. Let's have a look at that goal. It was outstanding, wasn't it, this?
It was really impressive, and the technique is actually harder than what he made it look. I mean, how many times do we see players in that position and they hit the ball over the net basically, but just the way it was controlled and guided, and we mentioned that after watching a couple of replays, that ball wasn't actually for him, but he took ownership and he
tried to pick out Solomon, didn't he?
Yeah, he was. But I mean, that finish is just outstanding. You'd have been proud of that, wouldn't you, Bridgie?
Oh, all day long. It doesn't matter how they're going. I didn't have that side foot ability. I used the laces. That was just brilliant. I just think, again, we talk about the celebration of the players. Everybody knew in the ground that moment that went in, that's game over, done and dusted there. The relief was huge. And I'm actually pleased for Tanaka, because I thought him and Rothwell were monumental in that midfield. Bridie, you mentioned before the game, you said the key battle was going to come from there, who controlled it. They were absolutely magnificent. And just think where he anticipates and he sees this run there. I don't know who's actually trying to mark him, but he's just standing and watching in amazement. He gets a lovely view of the ball hitting the back of his own net, because the technique and quality from Tanaka there, brilliant. And that was it, job done.
And we can see Daniel Farke celebrating as well, and we've said so often that he kind of keeps it very cool normally, so when he's genuinely really, really delighted. We're going to hear from him shortly, but what do you think his take will be on that performance, Bridie?
He'll be really pleased with the clean sheet, definitely, and getting the 2 goals as well. I think at 1-0 we were all a little bit nervous, but that was just, like I mentioned before, the cherry on top, and we deserve that performance. And like you say, for Tanaka, it's just those kind of players that work hard and do a lot of the doggy work, really, and a lot of he does a lot of defensive work as well as going forward as well. So it's really nice to see him get his goal.
Bridie, does it feel almost like at this stage of the season, it's more about just getting through games and seeing them out? Even from a fan's point of view, we're celebrating now, but there's it's more of a sigh of relief that it's 3 points.
Talk about how attractive it is watching Leeds United when we play football. We turn it on and we score lots of goals. This point of the season, like you say, it's just about getting the results. Clean sheet, that's why I wanted, because I knew we would get a goal, a clean sheet, and getting on the rest of the season. Play as rubbish or as poorly as you want, as long as we've got them 3 points on the board. But I just think the way that this team is developing and getting, under the guidance of Daniel Farke, they won't allow themselves to take that attitude. It's total football. It's getting chance in the final third, pressing and just defending at the back, where we got to get back to that clean sheet, and that's what we did. So this sets us up perfectly going to the next game, and I cannot wait for QPR.
It was exciting in that second half as well. I mean, I think I counted in about 17 shots compared to their 4. So it's exciting for the fans to watch. They pay good money to come and watch this team, and we hit the crossbar as well at one point, didn't we? Was that Solomon? Yes, I think it was. So we were very close to getting, obviously, a 3rd goal, but I think it's just pleasing to see that we are creating chances, and we dominated that second half.
For the players to recognise that as well. And Solomon said there, first half we're not good enough.
Yeah.
Still 1-0 at half time, but obviously they've got a bit of a rocket. They've talked about it, and they've come out with the right mentality. So the manager's got the reaction he wanted.
Yeah, let's have a look at some of those chances, particularly from that second half. But we've spoken about this bounce back ability before. We've seen it before when there's been a poor performance, and then or we've had a loss, and then we've come out and managed to get another 3 points. There's something in that, isn't there?
Sometimes we have to win ugly. And, winning tonight, well, I thought it was going to be 1-0 at one point, and then obviously we just scored the late goal. But it doesn't matter how we win, as long as we win.
All right, I do believe that we have got a very lovely fella in the Elland Road tunnel with Brynlaw. Daniel Farker's there.
I thought you meant me, Emma. Yes, thank you very much. We have the manager with us now. Daniel, that's better, isn't it? You'll be much happier tonight than you were on Sunday.
Yes, there's no replacement for this winning feeling in the dressing room, and pleased and happy, delighted for the boys and our supporters, because a game after loss is always a very difficult game. You have to shake off a bit the disappointment, and although you had an unbelievable streak before, but it always does something with your confidence if you lose a game. And excellent that we returned back to our best defending behavior today. Clean sheet, well deserved. They didn't have one chance, perhaps one half chance in the first half. Cooper after set piece, but nothing out of the game. I think first half we deserved to be in lead. Was still not perhaps that free flowing like we used to be, because to get the momentum back after a loss, you have to fight your way into the game. That's what we did in the first half. I think second half was excellent. We sadly missed too many chances to score a second goal. So for that, you're always a bit nervous till you then can bury the game. And our Tanaka today was a wonderful strike. Was able to bury the game. So overall, perfect game for us and our supporters. A win, 3 points, clean sheet. Yeah, can't ask for much more.
In that second half, you must have enjoyed. Did you have the opportunity to enjoy something? Because there was some really good football played, wasn't there?
Yes, I think we were excellent. When I think about the situation with Junior's back heel in the opponent's box and Manos finish, if he plays the ball over to Brennan Aronson, he has an empty goal, would have been the best team goal of the season. But if you don't score the second goal, instead we miss too many chances, crossbar, and always 1 or 2 yards next to the goal. You always have to be switched on, because with one long set piece, Cooper is on the pitch, anything can happen. So you can't allow yourself to be not focused to the end. So for that, I was also a bit not nervous, because I liked what I saw in the second half, but always switched on. Also like to be there with the right decisions, and the lads were brilliant tonight.
Yeah, with the goal that came from the second goal, I mean, you must have had the ball for 2 minutes. The pass in and how fast it was and how crisp it was, it's just great to watch. And then obviously, I think he's actually trying to pull the ball back for Solomon, isn't he? But Tanaka comes in, but just saying, it was almost a lay sort of stuff, wasn't it? In that second half, it was, my first time on the gun, it was so easy for me because it was so good, such a good game to commentate on. It was just brilliant.
Yeah, we spoke at halftime about it. We didn't allow any chances anyhow, but we didn't have full control over the game, because it's also a brave side and they go for it and they show resilience. And we spoke at halftime about a few positional changes in order to get the game more under control. And I think the second half was really excellent. We controlled the whole game, created many good situations, many good combinations. I liked the football a lot in the second half. Could have scored a few more out of the situation, but overall, 3 important points. This is what you want to have in the crunch time period of the season.
Crunch time period, so you've got warm down or whatever tomorrow, and then basically you're almost back on the bus again, aren't you, effectively?
Yes, it's crazy. Third game was in 6 days, I mentioned before, so we don't get any help from other sides. We have to help ourselves again. Today, I think offside goal in the first half was never offside. No. And you know what? Same linesman. Last time we had him was away at Coventry, really gone to 4 yards, no offside. Apology after the game, no, won't happen again. Next game we play the same again. So kills me a little bit, my mood, because goal is always decisive against a good side like Millwall. Second goal would have buried the game anyhow, and anything can happen. So there is a lot in our way, still a lot in our way. We have to stick together and recover quick and smart to make sure that we're on it again on Saturday. Why ever we have to play the 3 games within 6 days with the earliest possible kick-off. Yeah, everyone wants to watch Leeds United, so we have to be ready at lunchtime again.
That's what it's all about. That's Leeds United. Well done, Daniel. Excellent stuff. Thank you.
Hope to see you soon. Yeah, definitely. Well done.
Of course, everyone wants to watch Leeds United. We absolutely love it, don't we?
He's created that problem, Emma.
It's not a problem.
It's good football.
There's worse problems to have,
exactly.
aren't there? He was talking there about not having full control in that first half. So it's evident that, as we have so often seen, he's at half-time sprinkled his magic and the players have come out. He has such a good relationship with them to be able to do that, doesn't he?
But it's the team behind the team.
Yeah.
So it's him and his staff that have come up with obviously all the different dynamics. We've got the analysis staff, the fitness coaches, everything that goes on behind to help this football team get top of that league. And obviously they've all done their bit. What Daniel's asked, he'll give the team talk in the key moments that he wants to sort out But there's a lot goes on behind the scenes, and I just love what he's creating.
And he spoke about the intensity of the games this week and the fact that they're basically back on the bus in another few days. But can that almost be a good thing, Bridie?
It can. I think, obviously, the fact that we've won tonight gives the players a load of confidence and they're going to want to go again. Similarly, if we lose as well, it's one of those, isn't it, where, again, they want to get back on the wagon and try and get the 3 points. But, yeah, QPR have not played tonight, so they'll, have fresher legs than us probably on Saturday, but they'll need it.
Yes,
they absolutely will. But, yeah, so we don't have as much time to prepare, but we're Leeds United. We don't need to.
Correct. What are you expecting from this QPR side at the weekend, Bridgie?
Well, the home form's not been great. I'm still having a look at the table thinking, the start of the season that they had was pretty poor. Picked up a bit. I really fancy us to go down there. And I mean, if you think with the teams recently that they've played, it's always been teams above them that they've got the results against. The West Brom beat them, Middlesbrough beat them, I think with Sheffield United. So we're ahead of all them. I think we've just got to go. If we're going to play our game and our football, we've got every chance against any team. Their analysis session will be a lot worse than ours because they're going, look at all these chances created. Their job is to defend and try and catch us on the counter-attack set plays. We're too strong, Emma.
We are, but it is also important to keep that focus, isn't it, Bridie?
Yeah, I mean, they've lost the last 4 games, so they don't want to make it 5. So they're going to want to try and get a result out of it. And like you say, if they get a draw, they'll be absolutely buzzing with that. But we have, again, got it in our power to go and turn them over.
Yes, we have. Well, it is a lovely 3 points in the bag here at Elland Road tonight as Leeds United beat Millwall 2-0. Myself, Michael Bridges and Jermaine Betford will be back with you this weekend, bringing you all the build-up to that game on the road against QPR. Enjoy the rest of your week. Night-night.